friends, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and in today's video of course we are going to have another one of our dramione fanfiction recommendation. In today's video though, we are going to have a list of dramione fanfictions that have no smut. One of my most OG friends on here has requested this for Ramadan month, so I'm going to deliver. The story that I'm about to recommend are about 10 to 15,000 words long, and I know that they are on the shorter side, so I'm going to give you guys 10 of them in this video, and hopefully that you guys find them helpful for your reading material for the next month. First story is In Reverse by Tweet and Peach, and if you guys have watched my video before, then you guys will know that In Reverse is one of my most favorite dramione one-shot ever. This is a love story between who and who you already know, told in reverse. So we will start with like the present time and go back to like their first interaction ever. If you are anything like me and you live and die for that soft touches, for that moment, for that show don't tell type of love between Draco and Hermione, and if you are anything like me too, that you love the past interaction between Draco and Hermione, especially if they are at Hogwarts, go ahead and read this story right now. I really have no word for In Reverse by Tweet and Peach, just because whenever I read this story I'm reduced down into like a puddle. So go ahead and give Tweet and Peach some love, okay, because she's out here making impact with under 9,000 words. The next story is Out of Mind by Galfoy, and there's a comment on my last video from one of my friends that will it ever be a complete video from me without a recommendation from Galfoy, and so here we are. The story where Hermione runs a small little bookshop, and one day she gets an unexpected visit from a very unexpected visitor, Draco Malfoy, and then he started to question everything that she knows just because he will. That's how the story opened up for us, and you just gotta read this story because that's all that I'm gonna tell you, okay? Now, it goes without saying, but this is a Galfoy story, and you guys know how I feel about those Galfoy story already, but I feel like the plot and the premise of this story alone is enough for me to take any chances that I have to recommend Out of Mind by Galfoy to you guys, because I truly feel like this is one of the most unique, one of the most special stories, and you guys will have such an amazing time with it, and you guys will remember it for a very long time afterward as well. Please go ahead and read Out of Mind by Galfoy and all of her other story, okay? Next we have another one shot that I still do not know how to pronounce the name, and I think it's Dramione by Barnett did it, and this is a story told from Draco's point of view, where we can see his whole life unfolds around his piano. And this is among the most beautifully written, the most lyrical one shot that you guys will ever get to see with Hermione. The thing about this story is just super romanticized, super poetic, from the writing, the plot, the premise, to even the romance between Draco and Hermione as well. But the author has such a witty way of writing that it gives like the story a little bit of more humor, and it gives the story just so many more dimensions. Everything about this story is just crafted to the T, and it leaves me feeling like why I'm reading this story for free on the internet. I think that the piano playing characterization of Draco is already enough to reel you guys in, but I truly want to guarantee that this is one of the most emotional, very beautiful even story that you guys just got to read. Also remember to put on some music, okay, when you read this story, not if you read this story, because I know you are going to read this story. Next story we have Bus Stop by Marmalade Fever, and this is a love story formed around a bus stop. Now this is one of the stories that doesn't have fringes. It doesn't have such a web of character, doesn't have intricate plot, nothing like that. It just focuses on Draco and Hermione and the development of their relationship. I get to read 15,000 words of just my babies and their skinship, their soft touches, their love. Like, if you guys are into that flirting state of their relationship, I feel like this story is going to be perfect for you. This is one of the stories that I will also take any chance that I have at recommending, because I feel like it's not talked about enough in the dramione fandom, and I feel like it's such a cute little story that will leave your heart full, and like I say, it will leave you smiling like a loon while you read this story. So next we have And the Bell Were Ringing Out by If You Were a Melody, and this is an 8-year story where Draco and Hermione expectedly trauma bond, and for some reason they wind up going on a 12-hour road trip on a muggle car together. They don't even like each other, but you already know how that goes. You guys already know how much I love reading dramione details. So when I say that I pay a lot of attention to dramione details in dramione fanfictions, I really mean it. And I say that to say that I had such a good time with the details that we have in this story. They are so sweet and so tender, but I feel like the author had taken their time to select very specific details for us to see. And I feel like such small details carry such large weight of their relationship in this story. I think that this story is one of the stories that highlight the differences between Draco and Hermione very well, and how they would complement each other if they were to be a couple. And this story just take me from this surprise to another surprise because it includes one of the most surprising side character appearance and development that I ever see in dramione fanfiction. And mind you, this is a one-shot, okay? So this author can pack their punch. I think that you will just have an amazing time with this story, especially if you like reading Christmas one-shot and if you are into that road trip aesthetic. Next we have a special one, and that is the Malfoy Mafioso by Glossy Writer. This is a Mafia AU story if that title doesn't tell you enough. In this story we have Draco and Hermione's being partner in crime to power couple. Did I say more? And we get to see the story from Hermione's point of view, and the way that the author described Draco in this story will just kind of leave you be a puddle. It will lift the bar so high that no non-fictional man will ever be able to reach. This story I feel like is very fast-paced, but it's very fully developed, so you will get like a complete feeling package with this story. Okay, this story is a story that started my Mafia AU fever with Hermione, but honestly I haven't been able to feel any other story as much as I felt this one. And so I know I said that it's very fully developed, but at the same time it also makes you craving for more. Okay, the next story we have is Us Alive Right Here Feeling Lucky by Malfoy. We have the cutest, lightest, and most beautiful written 8-year at Hogwarts story, where Hermione keep receiving sweets from an anonymous while she developed a friendship with Draco. It's just one of the sweetest stories ever, both literally and figuratively, because they are just full of candies and second chances. It is meant to heal all of your pain, all of your trauma, so if you need that fluff for some reason right now, this story is going to be perfect for you. We also have a side of forced proximity in this story, okay, so we are having a good time. And I just really love the development of Draco and Hermione in this story, where they go from kind of enemy to friend to lover, and the friend part is very emphasized. And both Draco and Hermione are very mature and understanding, okay? They're just my baby. I'm proud of them. And this story is one that I just keep wanting to read again and again. Next we have Radamancy by Another Lonely Writer, and Another Lonely Writer is also one of my favorite Hermione fanfiction author. This is a story where Draco and Hermione came together to help plan the wedding of Ron and Pansy, with elements of Beauty and the Beast woven into the story. Now I feel like this story is set up in the way that the author formatted this story for us. It's just one of the most special and one that we just keep remember after you finish reading it. The story is non-linear and the details between Draco and Hermione are highly selective. Like, it's just so well written and so well developed into this Beauty and the Beast theme that will just leave you remember this story for a long time after you finish reading it. And I personally think that this story is a very well-rounded story from like both a high level and like a granulated level, with the details of love between Draco and Hermione as well. I have recommended this story in my favorite series of vignette one-shot video already, but I want to say that it is one of my favorite one-shot in general, so I would just recommend that you read this story right now. The next story I have is a very fun one, and it is Say My Name by Nicole. This is a story where Draco and Harry are partners, and they ran into a workplace accident which left Draco turning into a Neasel. Now Harry, God bless Harry, has the greatest idea of dropping that Neasel off to Hermione to take care. And if you have already guessed from the title, this story focuses on the name aspect of their relationship. And I know us Dramione readers like quack out loud when we get to the part where they Draco and Hermione each other. So this one shot focuses entirely on that moment of their relationship where they Draco and Hermione each other. I just especially love the setup, the special setup of this story, and how the author spin that name details in their relationship. And I would just love to see Harry and Draco friendship anywhere with Dramione fanfiction. And so I feel like this story is just such a delight to read, and it will give you a mood booster but with a little bit of angst too. So this story is just like super well balanced. So if that is your thing, I would recommend you read this story right now. The last story that we have here is another 8-year story at Hogwarts, and it is Rebonded by Nifisol. I still don't know how to pronounce this author name, even though they are one of my favorite when it comes to Dramione fanfiction. So if you guys know how to pronounce this author name, please drop it down in the comment for me, okay? But this is an 8-year story, like I say again, very healing, full of second chances, with a focus on wand lore. So if you guys are into reading magic, reading wand lore, reading anything about wand, I feel like this story is going to be perfect for you. I know that Dramione reader readers usually focus a lot on like the two wands of Draco and Hermione, and so I feel like this story also highlight that aspect very well. We do not need to worry about the quality of the work or the details or the setup or anything like that, because we already know that it's going to be top tier. But I just want to mention how much I love the progression of Draco and Hermione relationship in this. I already mentioned it with Us Alive right here, feeling lucky, that I really love the friend part of their relationship. You also get to see that kind of enemy to friend to lover with a hopeful ending, so like not really the lover part. So if you guys want to focus more on like how Draco and Hermione come to be together, I feel like this story is going to be perfect for you too, with aside of everything that I already mentioned before. And that's 10 of my favorite no smooth story that I want to share with you guys today. Happy Ramadan to you, friend. I hope that you guys have a good time hanging out with me today and have some good reading material to go on for the next month. If you need anything else, feel free to leave me a comment below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.